In this Tribes of Midgard Beginner's Guide, 10 Things I Wish I Knew Before I Played, I'm going to discuss tips and tricks that'll make you efficient in gathering resources and fighting against creatures, while making your overall experience of the game better within just a few hours of playing it. Tribes of Midgard is a survival action RPG developed by Norsfell and published by Gearbox Publishing. Your goal is to protect the Seed of Yggdrasil, located at the center of your village, from impending doom by defeating the enemies of Asgard. Do you have what it takes to survive? In Tribes of Midgard, you can play solo or with up to 9 other players. What sets this apart from other survival games and RPGs is how its systems are largely streamlined, so you can focus on improving your character and enhancing the defenses of your village. Meanwhile, you also have to be aware of the Seed of Yggdrasil's soul, or HP. As long as this hasn't been fully depleted, you're free to do what you want. In this guide, I'll talk about what resources to prioritize, classes and combat techniques, as well as efficient crafting and soul gathering. First up are the resources. On the very first day, you'll be teleported to Midgard right in front of your village. Before exploring the outskirts of the town, you'll need to prioritize gathering branches and flint. These are resources which you can collect without using any tools since they are laying on the ground. Afterward, you have to go to Aro and the Tinkerer to craft the flint lumber axe and pickaxe. You can then start gathering other resources such as wood and stones. Make sure that you've only collected these near your village. When you stray too far away, you're likely to be exposed to difficult encounters which you're not ready for. Breaking one of your tools is usually a good indicator that it's time to go back to the village in order to repair them and to prepare for the arrival of the Hell Things at night. By this time, you'll have enough XP to level up your character at least once. Additionally, the souls you get from performing any activity, may it be from gathering resources or fighting enemies, enables you to level up your villagers who will help fight these Hell Things. Doing so will also provide you with better recipes to upgrade your weapons and armor, consumables, and defenses. After playing a couple of rounds, your account will progress, and as a result, you'll save time since you'll get the basic starter kit. This lets you chop trees and mine minerals right from the beginning without needing to craft the flint lumber axe and pickaxe. Alongside collecting materials near your village, you'll have to be aware of the other resources that you need in order to craft better weapons, armor, fortifications, and consumables to prepare for the night cycle. To at least create the basics, you'll need to obtain iron, stone, and wood for your sword, axe, hammer, and bow, wood, leather, silver, and small bones for your armor sets, souls, wooden boards, cut stones, and wrought iron to fortify your village with 3 gates or towers, and maple sap for healing potions. Preparing these equipment and items earlier allows you to tackle a multitude of enemies such as archers, goblins, and hell things. You'll have enough time to adjust to lower level gear until you're strong enough to cross tougher biomes like the Smoky Highlands and Glacier Peaks. For these areas, you'll need to equip gear that provides you with heat and cold resistance such as the Nornir Coat and Satyr Mantle, while carrying respective heat-proof and cold-proof elixirs so as not to melt under the scorching heat, nor to freeze in the frigid winters respectively. In Tribes of Midgard, you'll have to play in Saga mode in order to complete challenges, which will grant you access to the rest of the 6 classes, namely the Guardian, Seer, Hunter, Berserker, Sentinel, and Warden. At the start, however, you can choose between Ranger or Warrior. As a Ranger, you'll be able to inflict damage from afar thanks to your trusty bow. Not only that, but this class is also pretty adept at wielding swords, which allow them to deal 10% extra damage. They move quickly to knock down enemies and to evade their attacks. Furthermore, they have a skill that boosts the durability of their weapons, thereby reducing the time and cost of fixing these frequently. As a warrior, you're able to deal powerful killing blows using melee weapons like swords and axes. At the start of their skill tree, they immediately gain a bonus of 10% extra damage with either of these weapons. What makes this class highly dependable is the ability to self-revive when they're down. When done successfully, they won't be losing any souls, and they can in fact continue with the fight. Moreover, warriors also generate a lot of mana, which enables them to cast spells and inflict massive damage. Lastly, they also have a shield to block incoming attacks. As you explore more of Midgard, you'll come across shrines which look like stars on the map. These are usually stationed very far from your village, so you'll have to actively search for them. Shrines are fast travel points which allows you to immediately return to your village even when you're miles away. This is important given how huge the biomes are. By utilizing fast traveling, you'll be able to save time to do other things rather than having to run from one end of the map to the other. Since it can take some time to obtain resources to craft better equipment, you'll have to be patient when it comes to invading camps. Camps have different sizes, namely small, medium, and large. Small and medium camps are much more manageable even if your character's level is fairly low, since you can quickly kill the creatures that reside in it. However, it can get tricky when you approach and attack larger ones. Inside, you'll encounter sub-bosses that summon a number of Dolkulfars that deal melee and range damage. Because of this, you can easily die in just a few hits. As such, you'll need to make sure that any of the weapons and armor you equip have reached at least level 3 and take them all down. Also, make sure to bring health potions just in case they overwhelm you. Invading these large camps are essential because you get to loot special treasure chests which contain other unique resources, equipment, and a lot of souls. When roaming around and gathering resources, you'll notice Effigies carrying liquids or potions of different colors, namely red and blue, in accordance with the stat that needs to be replenished quickly. Red is for HP, while blue is for mana to activate special attacks. It's important to preserve these limited effigies only when you're about to slay legendary giants or Jötunns. Since they can be overwhelming depending on the gear you're wearing, these statues, in addition with your consumables, will help as your life and abilities depend on them. For instance, if you get hit by Jötunns, you'll likely suffer a huge loss in HP, so it's best to access them to regain a portion of your life back. In Tribes of Midgard, you'll encounter two major opponents, specifically the Hellthings and Jötunns. Hellthings only appear at night, as indicated by the sundial located on the top right-hand side of the screen. On regular cycles, when they come in groups, they're manageable to deal with even if you haven't sufficiently improved your gear. However, the difficulty scales up every time the Blood Moon event occurs. The first one happens on day 4. In this event, you'll be greeted by tons of Hellthings, including formidable and resilient sub-bosses that require you to have better equipment. Additionally, whether you're playing solo or with friends, it's essential to equally level up your villagers. By doing so, they provide you with recipes to craft enhanced gear while making themselves stronger and more resilient in the process. This lets them defend the village much more effectively. For instance, in the first Blood Moon event, I recommend leveling your villagers to level 3 so they can control the influx of Hellthings. On the other hand, Jötunns roam Midgard at any time of day. In the middle of day 2, you'll be notified of one of the giants' arrival, which can come from any direction. Once you're aware of this, it's best to seek them out either on the same day or the day after to identify the type of colossal creature you'll be fighting against. There are 4 Jötunns at the moment, each with their own unique abilities which deal ice, fire, thunder, and dark damage. Among them, you want to be on the lookout for the one that summons Hellthings during the day because she is the most challenging. Unlike the others, she also moves quickly, so you'll have to eliminate her as soon as possible, otherwise she'll easily destroy the Seed of Yggdrasil. Golden Horns are a special currency which you earn after killing a Jötunn. Simply go back to Valhalla via the Bifrost to claim it. Due to the limited number of Golden Horns you can farm in every session, you'll need to preserve it for succeeding runs. With these, you can purchase runes which provide you with game-defining perks or modifiers via the shop or the golden altar in the village, as well as legendary equipment. For instance, there's Keeper of Souls that lets you keep 20% of the souls you're carrying even when you die. This is a good rune considering how often you'll perish at the hands of enemies in the first few sessions. After a night cycle, you need to spend some souls to repair a couple of things. First is your weapons and armor, so you won't waste time going out into the wilderness just to fix these. Second, check whether or not the Seed of Yggdrasil's soul is 5,000 plus or below. It's best to keep this above 5,000 so you have a reasonable buffer in case the Hellthings and Jötunns manage to invade the village. Third, strive to get your villagers up to at least level 3 in order to keep threats at bay. Alternatively, you can invest in fortifying your village to keep them outside of the gates. Here, you'll be able to kill them yourself, and the villagers won't be able to help you since they'll be stationed inside. As an alternative, you can build archer towers to station new NPC fighters who can shoot arrows from the top of the gates. As you've seen in the tips and tricks so far, souls are the lifeblood of the game. It powers the Seed's life together with the equipment and crafting upgrades you need to thrive. To efficiently farm for souls, start by gathering all of the materials you see and by killing weaker enemies like wolves, Dokelfars, and goblins. They can easily give you around 500 plus souls. Next, you'll want to target camps of all sizes once you've upgraded your equipment, with small ones being your priority at the beginning. Camps not only contain groups of enemies, but they also hold treasure chests that provide souls and unique items, which you wouldn't otherwise get from chopping wood nor extracting minerals. For example, you can acquire a Dokelfar club that lets you save up on souls until you learn to upgrade your own weapons. The larger the camp, the more prestigious the treasures. Depending on its size, you're looking to get around 3 to 450 souls. Immediately chasing after and slaying Jötunns a day or two after their arrival grants you a whopping 1,700 plus souls. This number alone lets you level up the majority of your villagers while enhancing the village's defenses, making you ready for the invasion of Hellthings in several nights to come. Every now and then you'll also receive notifications of roosters of Ragnarok roaming around Midgard. It's a simple run and catch minigame that lets you gain approximately 360 souls. Lastly, making it a habit to finish one side quest after another grants you about 300 souls, so you can initiate and complete this while you're gathering resources or exploring Midgard. If you've enjoyed these tips and tricks of staying alive, be sure to check out our Tribes of Midgard review impressions and hear our thoughts on why you wouldn't want to sleep on this refreshing, chaotic survival RPG. And stay tuned for our Ascent review, as well as our Ascent tips and tricks guide and Ascent builds.